guys, it's Brad, and welcome to Calabria. I've been wanting to get down here for a while. It's only 800 kilometers from my house in Tuscany, but I finally got a chance to get down here, and we met a great pair of subscribers yesterday, Pamela and Tom, up in Scalea, and if you haven't already seen it, you should watch that video. But today's video is going to be about a rent-to-own situation right here in Calabria, and it's only about 2 minutes from this beach, and it's a nice little town. It's a beach town, and there's a lot going on. There's a major hospital here. I needed to explain to you what rent-to-own is all about. I hooked up with a company. They're out of the UK, and I'll be talking about some of their properties from time to time. There just aren't a whole lot of them. It's hard to find a good, true rent-to-own situation. In these situations, 100% of the rent goes towards the purchase. So basically, the owner is financing you buying their house. Today's house is a villa. It's on some land. I say villa. It's a 3 or 4 bedroom house. And it also has an annex that you could turn into another apartment. It has a big courtyard to be perfect for outdoor living, which you need here. It ain't cool here. You want to be outside cooking and barbecuing. You basically, the price is 210,000 euros. You pay 1,750 euros per month for 10 years, and it's yours. Why would you be interested in doing that? I talk to a lot of you through email, read your comments, meet you in person in Montepulciano, and I can tell you, not everybody gets to retire with millions of dollars in the bank. There's a lot of people out there that are worried about qualifying for their ERV. Well, if you go and spend $300,000-400,000 buying a place in Italy, or even $200,000, you could have had that money working for you, making cash, and you could have shown passive income in dividends, for example, or buying a rental property, but you can't live in it. You need to be renting it out. So getting into something like this allows you to preserve your cash. Is it a good deal for the owner? Can be. There's an adage in real estate. It's the first thing I learned when I did commercial real estate, and if you don't know my channel well, I bought and sold apartment buildings in the US in addition to owning a chain of furniture stores, which I'm very proud of. But I bought and sold real estate, and the first thing that I was taught by one of my brokers is price or terms, but you generally don't get both. So if you want to take something like rent to own, where you basically are just given the keys, and in today's case, you're going to get the furniture in the house too. They're basically giving you everything. And you can show the paperwork as proof of residence because you're going to have legal contracts. This all isn't done with just a spit and a handshake, It's not like that. These are set up through lawyers. You'll pay a fee, but you'll be able to get into the property for 1/20th of the price that you would normally get into it for. So it's a good opportunity for people that don't want to spend cash or don't have cash to spend. Maybe accelerate your timeline for being able to move to Italy, because now you don't have to sell your house wherever you're coming from to be able to afford something here. You can get something here, give it a try, and then you can sell your house later. And maybe just pay off the balance on the rent to own. But I wanted to give people that option. So go to my website, Brad's World, RTO. I think right now there's just a few properties in Italy. There's more in Spain. They're hard to find. We're working on getting some more put onto the website. But in the meantime, there's a bunch of them in Abruzzo, a couple in Sicily, and the one we're going to go tour today. So it is hot as blazes out here. Let's go see this property, because I drove for 4 hours just from the interview I did yesterday, and I have an 8-hour drive home today. So I want to get this thing on the road before it gets to be too hot. All right, let's go see this guy. All right, guys, so outside we have a garage. There's that. That's in fine condition. The owner, who's an engineer, is recommending you don't try to redo this house. He thinks that you should just knock it down and make a nice patio area out here. And then once you come over here, you redo all of this. Great outdoor living. This house is very important. Look at all the grapes. Even though it's not livable right now, this is included also. So is that apartment. Remember, that's the apartment downstairs. This is included. It gives you rights to rebuild on the same footprint. You could expand the kitchen over. You could put in a master suite. You could do a movie room downstairs, whatever you wanted to do. You could do that where this building is, And it's not super expensive down here to build. I think it's about half the price of up in Tuscany. So maybe you can do new construction for 1,000, 1,200 euros per square meter built. Depends what you want to build and the finish out, okay? So all that's very, very important. All right, guys, let's get upstairs and see what we got here. So the living area is all upstairs. This is just a little storage unit. We'll look down here more later. Well, little storage unit. It's a gigantic storage unit. It's part of the cantina, but there's more. And this could all be redone too, if you wanted. But this is the part where we get to the house proper. And we're going to start with the big living room. Remember, all the furniture is included. And it could use an update, but I mean, everything's in good condition. There's a big wraparound deck. We'll get out there in a minute. You have lots of options with this place, how you could realign the bedrooms, what to do. There's about 180 meters here on the top floor. Again, everything's in very serviceable shape. These are new. This is good double pane. They're metal, but they're wood-like. These are a little bit older, but... And you have lockdown security shades. One option is to make this a little bedroom, and then you could drop a bathroom in here, or have a walk-in closet. Also very nice. It's just orchards across the street, figs and limes. Figs and limes. So let's go out and see so here's your deck. All this property here belongs to the house. And there's tons of lime trees and fig trees. There's grapes growing back here on this trellis. A very big deck. Lots to do here DIY. I would just paint the place, especially on the second floor. I mean, you got a little bit of, you could touch up the cracking or whatever. It's not falling apart. It's just age. Fix that up. But you could paint it up. This goes back into the living room. And this is the kitchen. This nice sized kitchen. If you haven't seen the video I just did in Scalea with my subscribers, Tom and Pamela, watch it. I'll put the little link here. They redid a kitchen that was not too different in size from this, and installed with all the appliances, it was about $8,000. It is so much cheaper down here in Calabria to do work. It's unbelievable to me. So back to the living room, back downstairs. And then we start with what could be bedrooms. This could be a nice office. Again, every room has security shutters and decent windows. Solid floors. The biggest bedroom. Again, this goes out to the deck. This is the one bathroom right now on the upper floor. If you wanted to add one down here, I think you could pop one in. There's easy access through the floor into the cellar. I think you could probably pop one in for 4,000 or 5,000 if you had someone come and do it. A lot less if you're handy and can do most of the work yourself. Maybe just get a plumber to come in and stub everything out. So I just thought this was an interesting option for people. You know, not a lot of money and you can get in, take your time, DIY. This one in particular is nice. You're in the country. You're 2 kilometers from the sea. All services, the big hospital is nearby, within 20 minutes driving. And you come down and you stay here. And as we say in Mexico, poco a poco, bit by bit, paso dopo paso, como in Italian, you get it fixed up. Here we cannot go in right now. Someone's living here. It's a little apartment. So we don't want to go inside, but that also comes. All this comes with the place. So let's go see the grounds, because the grounds are super important. There are a ton of orange trees, lime, lemon, lots of citrus. There's a few olive trees out here. Here's 2 or 3 right here. Some beautiful flowers too. This was put in about 80 years ago, right about the end of World War II. And it provides water to a lot of the different farms, and they run all through the countryside here. And when you need water, you just drop your hose in here, and you have water for the property. All right, there's a lot of land here, so I think this is one of the best points here. Let's go see. So the property ends here. That's the dividing line. But all this is included. I had to speed this up, so I apologize for the bumpy ride. But it's a big piece of property, and I think you could put a pool back on the property behind the house, and you would still have tons and tons of room. You could fence it and have your dogs out here. It'd be a great place to really spread out. All right, guys, that's all I have on this property. I got my lunch, so that's cool. If you want information on this property, go to my website, brasworldrto.com, and you can see this property. You can read all about the pricing and the terms of the property. When you're ready, click on the WhatsApp link on my website, and I'll get us into a 3-way conversation with the main office up in the UK. I think it's a good option for people that need to conserve their cash, or maybe don't have a lot of cash. If you need to conserve your cash because you need to show money and have your money making money to qualify to get a visa. They don't need broke people coming to Italy. They need people that can sustain themselves. That's what they're looking for. So it's important that you can show that. But get in touch if you're interested. We'll try to do some more of these. They're a little hard to get into sometimes, and they're all over the country. But as I can, I'll bring them to you. And there's other ones here in Italy. There's also some over in Spain. So make sure you go through the website good and check them out. And we'll hopefully be adding some new ones soon. Okay, that's all I got today. Olivia says hi. I'm saying ciao from Calabria, and we'll see you guys back probably in Tuscany real soon. Bye.